Podcast. I'm your host, Kev Salvatierra. This is the podcast where we talk to everyone about everything. The wonderful music you're hearing right now is by the wonderful Yotam Burrell. Please check him out on Spotify, Bandcamp, and YouTube. And we're on episode 8. Getting closer to 10. Everyone's gonna like 10. I think 10 is gonna be the number one episode. But for now, just enjoy this very laid-back, chill episode. Sit back, drink your coffee, whiskey, wine, beer, tea, water, whatever you got in your hand right now. And hope you guys enjoy. Lots of love. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the KOOL KIDS podcast. I'm your host, Kev Salvatierra. And you want to know who my special guest is? You really want to know? Oh my God. It's me, Kev Salvatierra. Because who better knows me than myself? That's fucking stupid. Jesus Christ. Hello, everyone. Today's special guest is gonna be me. This is gonna be a lot, more chill, just easy going, because I always stress out about all these guests, who I'm gonna talk to, what am I gonna talk about. With me, I don't even have to fucking worry. It's just gonna be me, this rat-faced garbage bastard. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful night. I have a few things slated on the table to talk about, mainly just shit I think about, shit that I talk to myself about, it's not other than, the voices, but, this is so fucking stupid. I hope you guys are having a good time, and, hope you guys are staying safe, Ontario has its lowest numbers in COVID, so already something positive, I decked out my living room. As you can see, for the visual viewers, you get to see this wonderful job done by my roommates and my girlfriend, and the things are pretty nice right now. Things are pretty chill. It's very late in the night. I had dinner like 2 hours ago. It's good. It's good stuff. I have a few things slated to talk about, because it's not just gonna be me rambling to myself, even though it probably is gonna be that. But it's great. It's fucking epic, awesome. Everyone loves movies. I love movies. You love movies. I think most people enjoy movies. I fucking love movies, dude. Just watching them, watching the shit out of them. Fuck yeah, man. It's the best. Just recently, they dropped the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, before any of y'all come at me and be like, Kev, the fuck? Don't you watch good movies? Like Pulp Fiction? Or, Parasite? Don't you love those types of fucking movies? Yeah, I fucking do. I love them. But I fucking love stupid shit, too. I fucking love stupid shit. You gonna tell me I'm wrong liking stupid shit? Everyone loves their own stupid shit. There are people that watch American Horror Story, That's stupid as fuck. It got stupid as fuck. But people still love it. I still enjoy it, Fucking, yeah, man. Godzilla vs. Kong. What can I say? This is the king of stupid shit, and I love it. I love it so much. You wanna know why? I'm about to defend the fuck out of myself. I spent a good part of my childhood loving fucking monsters, just big fucking kaiju, as they're called, I love Godzilla. Godzilla's the OG big monster. OG big monster, Destroy City. Fucking amazing, right? King Kong, classic dude. Can't go wrong with King Kong. fucking climbs buildings, escapes from the jungle, you know? He's fucking huge. And ever since I was a young child, I remember hearing the concept of Godzilla fighting King Kong and being like, oh my fucking god, I can't wait to see that happen. And for the longest time I thought, oh god no, it's never gonna happen. You know, Japan did it once in the 60s. That movie was a piece of shit. I love it. It was a piece of shit. And every single reboot of Godzilla and King Kong after that, they were meh, you know? King Kong was great. By Peter Jackson. Kong Skull Island, you know, was alright. Didn't really like it, but I liked it a little bit. But when they started rolling out this new shit, you know, with Godzilla, he's huge, he's fucking, he's darker, you know. And then they came out with King of Monsters. Okay, first off, I need to rewind. When the first Godzilla, the 2014 Godzilla came out, I was hype as fuck. I was ready to fucking literally rip my eyeballs out and throw them into the theater screen just to fucking see the full spectrum of it. And when I did watch it, oh boy, the little child in me was fucking screaming, hooting and hollering, you know. I loved it. And then King of Monsters came out, and I'm not embarrassed to admit, I cried in that movie. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I'm such a pussy for crying at Godzilla? Because shit, man, that shit's my childhood. Seeing that shit unfold on TV or on the big screen. Don't know why I said that. Seeing it unfold on the big screen is like literally seeing a dream come true. It was fucking amazing. I loved it. And it brought tears out of my eyes. Not in the theater, just after. I talked about it, you know. And then, yeah, now they come up with this dope ass shit. Godzilla versus King Kong. King Kong's now literally the same size as Godzilla. He's a big ass monkey. Big ass monkey versus reptile shit, you know? And couldn't have asked for anything better. The little child in me still hooting, hollering about that. But yeah, that's one of the releases I'm excited to see. As for recent things I've watched, because I know a lot of people like talking about the recent shit that they've been watching. I don't know if y'all have watched Dexter. It's become a little tradition in this condo that we've moved into to watch an episode of Dexter every night with dinner. And dude, this show, fuck, it's insane. You know, for those who don't know, it's about a serial killer. He only kills criminals. He works in forensics at a police department in Miami. And like, he just tries to kill people, not get caught, you know. And, you know, he's a fucked up serial killer. He's a psychopath, essentially. He can fake his emotions. It's the whole spiel of it. But it's just perfect, stupid television, too. I love it. It's drama for the sake of drama, you know. He always gets caught so many times. Like, almost gets caught, I should rephrase. Like, and the dude drops puns about him killing fucking people. He'll be like, oh, if only they knew I was a serial killer, in his head. And then, like, these people are just like, oh, could you imagine some dirtbag doing this? And he'll be like, I could kind of imagine it. It's like, dude, you're gonna fucking out yourself. Like, calm down. But it's a great show. If I had to recommend it to anyone, I would recommend it to everyone because it's a fun watch. The Leftovers, recommended to me by a good friend of mine, Kyle Peacock, shout out. Great show about 1% of the entire world, I think, disappears. So that's a lot of people. That's like 140 million people that disappear off the face of planet Earth, and it's just everyone trying to deal with it. Brilliant concept, great fucking mystery. I love it so much. I can't wait to see how it ends, because apparently it ends good. And I'm a sucker for a good concept. You know, execution can be wishy-washy, but a good concept that can hook into my brain for fucking ever. Like I remember a few years ago, there was this movie that came out on Netflix called The Discovery, and it was about how a scientist found like an actual afterlife, like an afterlife does exist after when you die. But the repercussion is that everyone just starts killing themselves to see what this new afterlife is. Brilliant concept, kind of iffy, boring, garbage movie, you know. But I love the concept so much, and it's just like I don't know how people write this stuff. It's great. I mean, I watched a video essay today about Rise of the Planet of the Apes and how good of a movie it is. Straight up, it is actually a really good movie. I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Those new movies that came out after it, it's great. Oh my god. I feel like part of my movie knowledge and my liking of movies, I always feel ashamed by it. I always feel the littlest bit of shame. I don't feel it as much, but I used to, because it's just like I have all these people, these friends of mine that they watch all these great fucking movies, you know. Even my dad watches like these classic movies, Last of the Mohicans, Shutter Island, you know, all this stuff. And while I did come to watch these movies and all these different foreign films by like Bong Joon-ho or Alejandro G. Iñárritu, like I did come to watch those movies. When I was like in my pure movie liking phase, it's just none of it interested me. Like Citizen Kane, everyone always talks about Citizen Kane is the best movie ever. It's great, but it's just like, you know, it never really interested me, never piqued my interest. And I always feel a little bit ashamed because I feel like I should be watching these movies, and I should be like, you know, if I really love movies, I should be watching them. And for the longest time, it's like I almost tried to force myself to watch these movies. Now, I don't give a shit. I mean, obviously I don't give a shit because I talked about Godzilla vs. King Kong like literally 3 minutes ago. But, you know, if you like movies, I feel like you shouldn't shame people for watching the certain movies that they do, you know, whether it be pretentious art house or schlocky dumb action, you know. I don't think you should invalidate someone's movie opinion based on whether or not they liked the Cat in the Hat remake or the Grinch movie. I don't know why I'm naming Dr. Seuss movies, but, you know, don't feel ashamed about watching any type of movies, even though I feel ashamed every single time. Jesus Christ. I did get a very interesting topic to talk about from a good old friend of mine, Sarah Dawn. Shouts out to you. But she wanted me to talk about moving because, as you can see, I live in a beautiful condo right in the GTA, you know, the 6. And, you know, moving is like the type of thing that a lot of people think about, a lot of people want to do, but kind of scared of it. And I'm fucking scared of it. I don't think I'll ever get over being scared of it. I'm always nervous. This is the second place I've ever moved into, and Jesus Christ, it's exciting. It's not really scary. It's just exciting. You start feeling all heightened, adrenaline rushed, and then, you know, you're just thinking about like what's life gonna take me on? Like, what kind of adventure am I gonna go on? And yeah, fucking moving scary as hell. But if I had to say anything about moving, it's just kind of let that excitement control you when you're doing it. Like, going into a new place in any situation is scary as fuck. It's horrifying. Like, fucking, I had to come here to Canada from the Philippines, you know, and moving. Oh my God, I was excited. Even, like as a little kid, I was horribly excited. But just actually going to a new place was fucking scary, you know, fresh off the boat or fresh off the plane. It was terrifying. Like, I didn't know what the hell Canada was. It's a whole new area. It was colder. You know, I felt like I had to put on a jacket even though it was June. And now, well, now I'm chill in Canada. But even then, moving to new places in Canada is still terrifying. I've never, ever lived in such a nice place like this. This is an entirely new condo, you know. The whole works. It's fucking crazy that I'm even in here. And I'm like, moving in was so scary because I was just like, fuck. Like, I feel like such a dirtbag and I'm moving into this new place. But guaranteed a lot of you won't even feel that way because that's just me. If you're nervous about moving, just do it. Just fucking go for it. Because it's always great to have a little bit of a new experience, you know, have a new memory for your future self. Moving is always going to be like that. I moved into my first place and I was nervous as hell, but hey, granted it was stressful, but it was a good time nonetheless because I was like, this is going to be my new home. And now I moved into here and like, this is my new home now. Like, I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way when they moved into dorms, even for all you educational kids. I bet you guys all felt the same way. You know, there's like, you want to make your place feel homey. You want to make it feel safe, like you can just stay there. It takes a little bit of time even after you move, but it's good nonetheless, you know? It's a great time, great moment to share with your roommates or your friends, you know, moving in. You shouldn't be scared of it. You should feel more excited by it, you know? Just feel fucking great that you get to experience a great old life experience like this, you know? It's going to be the first of many move-ins. So, you know, don't be such a fucking weenie about it. Okay, I'm kidding. But I guess I should really get into the main meat of this podcast. I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me a bunch of questions. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to read over every single question that was asked to me, every single one, and try to give a good answer. Because honestly, me talking alone on this podcast, I bet a lot of people have already clicked off. But let's jump right in. Let's jump right into the questions. But the very first question is by a good old friend of mine, Ben Chinnery. Wouldn't it be fucked if our eyelids were less smooth when sliding over our eyes? It's not even a question. Like, why would you even say that? Fuck. Jesus Christ. Ignoring that immediately. I'm not going to read all three of these statements by Joshua Miranda. Love you, buddy. Miss ya. Do you have Pinterest? No. Mainly because I have no fucking idea how to do it or how to use it. I know a lot of people use Pinterest to get inspired by shit, and I see Pinterest posts all the time. But fuck me, I have no idea how to use that shit. Like, where do you have where are half these images coming from? Is it just people's Instagrams and shit? Is it just Google search images? I don't know. I feel like if I had a Pinterest, I'd put a lot of work into it. But frankly, I'm just lazy as fuck. And someone should give me a lesson. Whoever's really skilled at Pinterest, just talk to me, give me a few pointers how to start one up. Another question by Joshua Miranda, love ya. Favorite Sanrio character? I fucking love Sanrio. I love Sanrio. For those who don't know, it's the classic Hello Kitty. You know, those batch of characters. I need to search up their names because I love Sanrio so much. I think they're all so adorable. But I can't remember the fucking names for the life of me. There's a shit ton of them. There's a lot of them. But specifically, my favorite one, I feel like it feels like a really weird normie thing to say. Saying normie is a fucking normie thing to say. Who am I kidding? But I love Kuromi. He's like this. It's like evil looking cat motherfucker. You know, he wears black, has a skull on his little hat. Oh, he's adorable. He's how I feel. You know, how I feel would be, I would be if I was a Sanrio character. Retsuko's nice. She has her own Netflix show. She's adorable. I love her. If Haida from that show counts, I'm choosing Haida. Good old fucking hyena. I think he's an actual hyena. I don't fucking know. I love that show. It's like my guilty pleasure. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Bad He's like this angry looking penguin dude. I think realistically that's probably me if I was a Sanrio character. Sanrio's adorable, dude. One of them's straight up a fucking train. Like a train? I don't know. The Japanese people are weird, but we all love them. They're all great. Shouts out to my Japanese friends. Moving on to some next questions. From my good friend Hannah. Shouts out to Hannah. Favorite childhood movie plus show? That's gonna take a while to think about. Because I watched a lot of movies when I was a kid. And they're not necessarily like really childhood movies. I guess they are. For like kids in the fucking 90s. Definitely top ones. Gonna be like The Incredibles. I love that movie. Jurassic Park. That shit's dope. I love Jurassic Park. Was Ghostbusters. I watched all these movies as a kid on Cartoon Network, and it was, I loved it. I love those movies, and like they kind of shaped my childhood to be the way that I am now. It's awesome, you know. Like I like how movies can do that too. You know, they could just shape you to whoever you are now, whether or not you like to think of it. In terms of like actual childhood, like children's movies that I liked, I liked Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That was dope. That was like one of the first movies I watched in Canada, and that was really cool. Monsters vs. Aliens. I don't know if people remember this movie, but I loved it. That shit was great. That's the first 3D movie I ever watched. Yeah. I mean, that I have less childhood movies, but I have a lot more childhood shows. Because in the Philippines, I grew up with Cartoon Network, which was pure bliss. It's hard to really nail down which one is my favorite, because I have so many. Like, I got Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I got Kids Next Door. I got the original Pokemon show. I got fucking the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, I watched all of these shows. But if I had to name one show that I loved for no good reason, I'll name two, because they kind of go one and the same. The Misadventurous Adventures of Flapjack, which is a fever dream of a cartoon of Captain Knuckles and Flapjack, who's like this little sailor boy, as they travel around the high seas and see some of the most disturbing art I've ever seen on a fucking children's show ever. And Chowder. I don't know if a lot of people watch Chowder. I don't think a lot of people did. But Chowder is straight up one of my favorite childhood shows. I used to watch. I had a DVD that I used to watch over and over and over again. And it was literally only 4 episodes of Chowder. That shit was great. It got me into cooking. The art style was amazing. I thought it was so unique. And like, it's so good. Even rewatching some clips now is great. Great humor. One of the audios is probably famous on TikTok or whatever. But Chowder's gotta be my favorite fucking childhood show. Next question, by my old friend, Kelsey. How you doing? Thoughts on Dr. Don, the subculture specialist? I don't know if I'm missing a joke here. I feel like I am, and I feel shitty about it, but I have no idea what that is and what that means. And I probably should have asked you what that meant before this, but it's okay. You know, it's my fault. Maybe I should know. Wow. Look who's asking a question. She was just on the podcast about 2 episodes ago. Good old famous TikTok superstar Abigail, basic_Abby. Hope you're doing good. Love ya. Miss ya. What made you want to start the podcast? Very good question. I think I've been longing to do a project. You know, I've been longing to do a certain type of project because I always want to make shit, like, but I've never really gotten the chance to really make it. Like making movies and stuff. I've only ever really made school projects and like random videos I would edit. And I really like the podcast form. I think it's a lot of fun. I think just listening to people is one of the nicest things anyone could really like do, you know. A lot of podcasts, they're all so natural. They all feel so great because the people in them are interesting. But the one thing that I wanted to try, because I thought about making a podcast like long times before. It's the type of shit where like me and my friends would be having a conversation and then I would just be like, yo, like we should start a podcast, you know. I think a lot of people have had that type of moment. But yeah, I think I wanted to do something different where a lot of the people in my life were interesting. They were greatly interesting. And I wanted to kind of just give them a place to just talk, you know, because a lot of the situations when I'm talking to my friends, it's just like, it's full natural, you know, they're just being who they are. And I could think of so many people that could listen in on these conversations and be like, God damn, that's a good conversation. And yeah, I think I have to attribute the podcast to all my friends, the creation of this podcast to all my friends, because straight up, without them this wouldn't exist, you know. Like, there's so many interesting people that you'll meet in your life, and I think the podcast is a great way of showing that aspect of life, you know. There's a lot of people in my life, a lot of people I love talking to, and a lot of people that, you know, I would love to do this podcast with. Like, I think I just, I don't know, on top of wanting to do something and loving podcasts and loving my friends, all of those kind of just culminated together to make this. and I couldn't be any happier. I love doing it so much. I think it's a lot of fun. It's the most fun I've had in a while. I just love being on a constant, work period. I guess it's great. It's fun. Next question by Abby. Who are your inspirations? I don't know if you mean that generally. Who are my inspirations? But I'll give you two versions of it. So if you're asking about inspirations for my podcast, and recommendations, as I should say, classic podcast, My Brother and Me, hosted by the McElroy brothers, who are all brothers. So funny, so good. There's so many episodes. You can just pick and choose which one you want to listen to. So good. I love it. My all-time favorite podcast, Sleepycast. I have to give a warning because if anyone's gonna check out these podcasts, just know Sleepycast, they got a lot of humor that's gonna really pick at some people that I think is funny, but I think a lot of people would genuinely find not funny and a lot more horrible than anything. But they're my number ones. It's a podcast run by all these animators that were on YouTube, and it's just them talking, shooting the shit, It's a lot like what I do, It's I like those types of podcasts where people just kind of just talk, do whatever. Cold Ones by Maximofo and Anything for Views, great podcast. Like, just give it a listen. I don't even have to explain it. It's a fucking dope podcast. And on the other side of the podcast spectrum, Serial. Serial is great if you love true crime shit, It's such an interesting way of doing a true crime story, where it's like they're just finding it out as every episode goes along. And if you love true crime, you definitely should check out Serial. You've probably already heard of it. But yeah, in general though, I have a lot of inspirations. I'll get all the sappy shit out of the way, guys. All my friends and my family and my loved ones, they're all my inspirations, genuinely. Like, fucking, I wouldn't be doing half the shit I do now without my friends. I wouldn't be dressing the way that I am without people like you, Abby, or my lovely girlfriend, Claire. But, I'll get that out of the way. I love you all. In terms of general inspiration, my biggest film inspiration, even though it's changed now, used to be Steven Spielberg. Because when I watched Jurassic Park, I was like, I need to know who made this. I need to know who made this beautiful movie. And he does make beautiful movies, even though he kind of dropped off, lately. He kind of sucks at it. Ever seen Ready Player One? Jesus Christ. I could talk about that movie for like 20 minutes straight. I swear to God. It was stupid sober, and it was stupid intoxicated. That's so hard to do. That is so hard to do. You gotta make it real fucking stupid. But, in terms of inspirations for directors now, Bong Joon-ho is like my number one right now. Listen, I'm not just gonna say Parasite was great. Parasite is great. Check out Memories of Murder or The Host. Those two movies. I've still yet to watch The Host, but I heard it's really good. Check out Memories of Murder, though, especially if you love crime, murder shit, murder mysteries. I love this movie so much. It is so good. One of my favorite foreign films. In terms of creatives, I love a lot of YouTubers. I think a lot of YouTubers give me the inspiration, like Super Mega. I love them. They give, like, I literally get my humor and my my editing style, I guess you could call it, from them. Even just random people, like skateboarders, shit. Ryder McLaughlin, He's great. He's a great skateboarder. Nico, great skateboarder. And they inspire me to dress the way that I am. And, like, you know, act the way that I am. I think they're fucking great. It's really hard to name a bunch of inspirations because I think about them, but I never really, like, you know, name drop them. But, you know, I'll leave it at that because I could think of so many other different people, like fucking actors and actresses and shit like that. If anything comes up, I'll fucking talk about it, but great question nonetheless. 3 more questions. Abby, you're killing it. What? Let me just move it because it's blocking away. Oh. What keeps you motivated? I think I'm not very motivated. Like, I'm working on my work ethic still. I still gotta get more motivated. But I think what keeps me motivated, one of them is my girlfriend. She gives me a lot of support. She makes me feel happy. And just knowing that I can live a life with her is nice, you know? It's good. That's what motivates me. I think it's just the form of satisfaction that can take place after anything, you know? I think that's what keeps me motivated. Like, working, even though working at Starbucks can be one of the most draining fucking things in the world, I think I gain a satisfaction from either making a really good cup of coffee for someone and they like it and they give me a tip, or when I get to go home, you know, and I get to think about having dinner at home. That's the type of shit that keeps me motivated. I think just in terms of my general life, knowing that I will achieve something later on that I don't have now, but I'll greatly appreciate it in the future, that's what keeps me motivated. I like to think about that. I like to think that everything's gonna be worth it by the end. And, yeah. How are you spending lockdown? Literally staying up every fucking night, doing nothing, playing video games. Fuck, dude. It is fucked. Like, the fuck am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm sleeping, eating, jerking off, fucking watching random videos on end, you know? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. With this podcast, I'm doing this, so this is great, I guess. I think lately I've gotten into the groove of just, like, planning shit in my head. I think that's how I'm spending most of my lockdown. Anyways, just up in my head, just thinking, like, what the fuck am I gonna do, you know? But, yeah, I guess that's it. Who are your style inspirations? Abby, you already know. I said this 50 times on the last podcast. You are one of them. Like I said before, Ryder McLaughlin, Nico, just skateboarders in general, great style. Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is such a fucking fantastic dresser. Yeah, Jonah Hill now and Jonah Hill before. Michael Cera now and Michael Cera before. They still dress great. Kristen Stewart's great. Her style is just so cool. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, also had great style. Just that fancy celebrity style, I kind of love. I kind of wish I could wear half the shit that they wear, but I obviously can't because I'm broke as fuck. John Boyega, I saw a Twitter thread today about John Boyega's style. Dude's pulling fits. He's looking so good, so sexy, amazing. Like, style, is great. It can be so transformative. It could take so many different forms. Like Tyler the Creator, his style changed so much, and I want that. I want to be able to free flow into any type of style that I want. Oh my god. I had Korean barbecue today, so excuse me. Tyler the Creator is great. I could talk about him for so long, just like everything about him. But I just love how he can dress up in anything and he looks dope as hell. Yeah, I got a lot of style inspirations. A lot of people on TikTok have ended up being my style inspirations. Like, it's crazy. I won't know their names, but I'll know what they look like, and I'll be like, damn, dude, I want to dress like that. My fucking back aches. Ah. I gotta move my mic so I can stretch. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Little stretch break. I've been hunching over. I'm gonna get the letter C in my back. But, I definitely am missing people. Sean Witherspoon, Chinatown Market dudes, you know, Aubrey Plaza. She rocks suits. Her suits look great. Allison Brie. Ezra Miller, you know, all these dope ass people. Justice Smith, how could I forget? Justice Smith. Everyone go home and look at Justice Smith. It should be a tradition because this dude is beautiful. I love him. I wish I could meet him in real life. 3 questions from Kiara. Shouts out to Kiara. You already know how much I love you. I love you so much. Future plans for this podcast. I have this running joke in my head to get Billie Eilish on the podcast, knowing full well that's not gonna fucking happen. Like, she would even fucking agree to it? No way. But that'd be kind of dope. It'd be cool to have her. I do have kind of like a reachable one, but still kind of unreachable. Joanna Cedia. I think it would be so cool to talk to her and have her on the podcast, but she is way too famous, even for a Canadian. Woo! But, yeah, future plans for this podcast, I think it's just a lot more just doing regular talks, you know, just really honing in on how interesting people can be, and just, you know, just giving them more time to talk. When COVID eventually starts getting better, you know, I plan to have like maybe even 4 people on a podcast at the same time. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I would like a lot more like engagement. I would like the audience to grow a lot more, so I can start doing maybe even merch. Like, that'd be so cool. I would love to design merch for this thing. Even if people could get it now, I could fucking spray paint a few shirts together. Like, that'd be great. Other than that, I'm just thinking that, you know, I'm gonna keep on riding this thing for a while. Not really know where it's going, but, you know, I like doing it right now. I think that's what matters. What made/inspired you to start a podcast, from Kiara? I already answered this, but I don't know if there's any other aspect I can talk about with it. It's just like, I really have to hone in on the idea that people are fucking interesting, man. There's a lot of people that you will never meet in your life, you know, and they can be the most interesting people in the world. And I think I just want to provide that voice of just really interesting people. Everyone's interesting in their own right. Like, I think it's cool. It's cool to think that you can listen to a podcast of these people that you can barely even know, but they're so cool, they're so interesting, and you could even talk to them. Fuck, you can talk to any guest that's been on this podcast for sure. It's great. I think, just getting that experience is nice. I love talking to people. I used to be such an introvert, like a shy boy, but now look at me. I still have the stuttering skills of a fucking third grader, but I slur so much. Fuck. Jesus, I gotta fix that. Favorite Animal Crossing villager and least favorite. Favorite? I love Eric. I haven't played the game in so long and I feel shit because Eric was my number one. He's like this deer himbo motherfucker. He's amazing. He's adorable. He would be my boyfriend, I would love to have him as my boyfriend. He is cute. He's funny. He's dumb as fuck. He is dense, but that's why I love him. Least favorite? Not gonna lie, guys. I don't like Marshall. I know. For all the Animal Crossing fans listening, they're like, what? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Fucking take it back. I don't like Marshall. He's kind of overrated. He's just a fucking squirrel. He's cute. He's funny sometimes. But Jesus, so full of himself. He's like, calm the fuck down a bit, okay? You're not top shit. You're a squirrel. Fuck. I love Animal Crossing. It's such a fun game. It is so good. Had it on the Nintendo 2DS. Describe high school in 5 words from my fellow coworker Julia Renda. How are ya? Hope you're doing good. High school in 5 words. Dumb, pointless, kind of fun. Very shitty. Stressful for no reason. Yeah, dumb, pointless, kind of fun, very dumb, stressful. Like, fuck, I didn't have to worry about half the shit I worried about in high school, 'cause I don't even think about it now. Like, that's how fucking pointless it is. For anyone that's in high school that listens to this podcast right now, everyone you should just calm down. It's literally fine. Everything's fine. It's worse now because you guys got online school, but trust me, whatever high school drama bullshit you're dealing with, you don't have to fucking think about it. You don't have to give it the time of day. It's not that serious. Straight up, doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I'm just saying. Because I spent so much of my time thinking that these were the number one problems and nothing else, not knowing that later on I would have to worry about how I'm gonna fucking pay rent. Like, I wish I saved all my energy for this type of shit. But, I hope you high schoolers are having a good time. It's been 2 years since I've been in high school, and it feels like longer, and I never want to go back. Fuck that place. So stupid. I don't have a question. I just want to say hi. Hi, Charlie. I hope you're doing good. You got me blushing. Oh my god. Just a sexy motherfucker. I love you so much. Melissa. Love you, Melissa. Hope you're doing great. What is the best type of flex tape? Flex Seal, actually. I don't know if you... This is going to be so fun to just talk about, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have watched these infomercials of this guy who does flex tape. Phil Swift, I think his name is. It's basically like those classic infomercials where it's like, look how strong this tape is. He literally saws a boat in half and tapes it all with flex tape, and he goes on the boat, and it's like there's no leaks whatsoever. But like, dude, it actually works. Like, it actually looks like it fucking works. He slaps a piece of flex tape on a hole, spitting water, and perfectly seals it. It's insane. It looks fucking crazy. But the best type of flex tape is Flex Seal, because it's a moldable rubber that you can mold into anything, and it seals it. Like, if I was a hardware man, fuck. That's my go-to right there. Thoughts on Psychedelics by TK. How you doing, TK? I don't know if people still call you TK, but I hope so. Hope you're doing great. For legal purposes, everything that I talk about is a joke, but psychedelics. That is such a pointless disclaimer. Psychedelics are great. They are fucking really good. I've only ever done one, the good old mushroom, but it is so good. It is so great. I know I'll talk about it in another podcast, but I think psychedelics is one of the best drug experiences I've ever had. Mainly because it actually gave me a whole new different way of looking at life. It is crazy. It works itself in subtle ways. Like, when I'm mad about something, I just think about the time I was high off shrooms, and I was like, nah, I won't let it get to me. Or at least I try not to. But if I had to recommend it, yeah, if you can handle it. Obviously, do your research. I did all my research thinking, like, what if I get really depressed after? What if it fucks up my immune system? I did my research. I ended up being fine. If you ever get the chance to, I would say always do it with a good amount of friends. Friends you feel safe with. Stick to a safe place. Don't stress yourself out before it. And don't stress yourself out during it. Like, I went to Hyde Park when I was on shrooms, and it was with my girlfriend and my two other friends. And it was fucking beautiful. We were laying down in this big grassy field, looking up at the sky. I literally saw a different space. Like, I saw planets and shit. It was fucking crazy. Everything was moving around, but everything was so synergistic. It was beautiful. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just such a wonderful feeling, And you can't ever really explain it, if you haven't tried it. So, try it out. It will actually give you a pretty fun time. Or, don't. Maybe this is very irresponsible of me. I would say it is a very unique experience, unlike any other experience you'll ever have. And I'll leave it at that. From my good friend, Diana, recently new friend, I would say. I only became friends with you like a few months ago. But, hiya. How you doing? Do you care about what others think about you? Ooh, am I gonna go deep? Am I about to go deep on this? Ooh. Okay. I'll go deep. First, I'm gonna do a stretch. Okay. Do I care what people think about me? Yes. To an extent. Because, like, when I was a kid, growing up in the Philippines and also in Canada, I was always taught by my peers around me that, like, people can see right through you. People can see all your insecurities. And because of that, I was always so defensive. And whenever people would actually point out my insecurities, like, whether or not be like, oh, your eyes are a little squinty, or like, oh, you're too quiet, oh, your hair's stupid, I was like, fuck, oh, God, like, I felt so fucking destroyed by it. And like, it only got worse, especially when I found out that I had depression. Then like my shit shit really went off the rails for me, like in terms of like caring about what other people think. Because I think constantly in my life I just want to please people, and before I was so fucking like I was so adamant about people pleasing, and I still am just a little bit now, but you know, I just wanted people to think like really well of me. The only reason why that I say I only care to an extent is because like I changed during it. Like I started to realize that not everyone's gonna like me, not everyone's gonna love me, you know. Not like, you know, people will always have their shit to say, whether people just think I look stupid or I sound stupid or my hair looks stupid, you know, like people will continue to speak their shit, talk their shit. In the end, whether or not it affects me, that's up to me, you know. I can't stop anyone from saying that shit, but I can stop myself from feeling shit about it. Like, I think I've learned to love myself a lot more, really see myself as like the person that I am now, which is like a good person, you know. I don't have to pretend to be like a saint anymore, like how I used to. I used to think like fucking toking was the worst thing people could do, or doing drugs and shit. And like if anyone found out that I did, I would be like, oh my god, what a shitty guy. I don't care about that anymore because I have a lot more things to worry about. So I guess to an extent, yes, I do care about what people think. I still validate what people say about me. Like, you know, I still want people to think that I'm cool and I'm good, but in the end, if people don't, that's fine. I don't need to be loved by a lot of people. I got a lot of good friends, a lot of good energies in my life, you know. I don't need more negative shit. But yeah, that was a really long way of answering that. The longish to me, but yeah. If there are people struggling with like constantly worrying about what people think about you, don't let it like control you. Obviously, if it's invalid reason, if you're a murderer and someone's like you're a murderer, listen to them, but don't let it really control you. In the end, you are you. You know, just live your life. People will talk their shit. You don't gotta respond to it. Another question by Diana. What makes you who you are today? Also a semi-deep question. There's a lot of things that make me who I am today. For one, my friends, my family, my loved ones. They make me who I am today. There's no denying it. I wouldn't be who I am without them because they single-handedly shaped me, you know. But no, there's a lot of things. I hate to be the type of person that's like my trauma, my mental illness, but realistically, all those two things are definitely what make me who I am today. They're shit things, you know, the trauma that I've been through and the depression that I have, you know, it's like they're shit, but they make me who I am. There's no denying that, you know, like it's just how life works. You gotta be stuck with some shit amongst the good stuff. But yeah, my depression really like kind of shaped who I am now, and even the more positive ways of thinking that I have now. Like I would like to say without depression, I wouldn't have wanted to do shrooms and wouldn't have seen a better outlook on life. Things just roundabout like that. I think my depression really shaped how I am as a person when it comes to like my self-confidence. It's definitely changed ever since I found out that I did have it. Like I'm a lot more loving of myself. But first I had to go through not loving myself. I had to go through hating myself for a good while. But I'm having trouble speaking about this because I really don't know how to put it in words. But it straight up, I am the way that I am because just how my life went. Like moving to Canada was probably one of the nicest things to ever happen to me, and I didn't even know it as a kid. Watching movies, that shaped me into the person I am. Definitely the characters I can become, the people I can meet and be, and the ideas I can think of. It all comes from movies. It all comes from me moving here. Meeting the people that I'm with now, it's great. They're the ones that truly shaped me. Like, fucking my friends have given me all of the best jokes, the best style inspirations. My family has given me the best mindsets, best rules to follow, best work ethics, Even the shittiest people in my life, like the motherfucker responsible for giving me my fucking trauma, they shaped me. They made me who I am now. That's fine, Like, I wouldn't be who I am without the shitty people, the people that have done me wrong. Because in the end, I learned lessons. I learned things about the world, like how the world is unfair and fucked, and justice will never really be served. But at the same time, you get to fight for your own stories. You get to fight for your own good. It doesn't have to be like you versus the world. It just has to be you. You just have to face your own shit. Like, even if the world is unjust and unfair, you can be fair in your own life and do shit the way you want to do it. So, I think that's a good thing to think about. Like, damn, to expect it to go like this, but I'm not complaining really. I like it. I like these questions a lot. I think that's it. I did have one question from my girlfriend, but she misspelled it. She said like, who is your favorite woman? Definitely Margaret Thatcher. She's great. She's a great woman. Another one of my favorite women. What the fuck is her name? Shit. What's the name of that lady? Kate Bush. I love Kate Bush. Everyone should love Kate Bush. She's so fucking weird. She's crazy. She's awesome. I love her. No, my fucking favorite woman is my girlfriend. Everyone knows. I always talk about her every single podcast. Not that I'm complaining, but fuck. Everyone should know at this point. Yeah. I mean, I answered all the questions. It's so weird doing this podcast alone. I always feel like there's going to be someone to reply to whatever I'm saying. So then I kind of pause internally, but then I realize, oh, no one's fucking speaking to me. I'm alone. I'm all alone in this room. So I kind of just have to be like, cool, fun. I'm going to keep on rambling. But, this was fun, I felt like Bill Burr in his little garage podcast. I'm going to do a little vape trick for the visual viewers. That was called an inhale. For all you audio listeners, I made a fucking star out of the vape smoke, and then I punched right through it. It was crazy. But, it's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say. I don't really work well if there's no one else in the podcast. So I'm just going to cut it here. But I hope you guys all have a good time, a wonderful time. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys have a good morning. Not gonna quote Jim Carrey because that's so fucking stupid. But I love y'all. See you guys in the next episode. We're reaching 10 real soon. That scares me a little bit, but not too much. Hope you guys have a good night. See ya.